Jesus? Who is that?
Jesus. Jesus does not exist. That name is nowhere in the original manuscripts. You will not find the name Jesus in the New Testament, Old Testament, or the Quran.
Jesus? Who is that?
The original manuscripts were written in Aramaic, Hebrew, and Arabic. Not in Greek, not in Spanish, and not in French. The original manuscripts states Yahshua, which means Joshua, brothers and sisters. Joshua leads us to the promised land, brothers and sisters.
Jesus? Who is that?
The Greeks' supreme being is called Zeus. Zeus means Greek god of the sky, king of the gods. GE is a prefix for earth, such as geology, geography, geopolitics. There is no JE in Greek. So Zeus means god of the earth. Zeus does not exist. So Jesus, which comes from Jesus, is a myth, sisters and brothers. Jesus does not exist either. So they use that Greek translation to get you as far from Joshua the Messiah as possible, to deter you from knowing who you are and who the Messiah is.
Jesus? Who is that?
Joshua, the Messiah, is in the original Semitic manuscripts. They translated Messiah to the Greek language, which means Christos. Then they translated the word Christos to English, which means Christ. This is how they got the word Christ. However, Joshua was never in Greece, and he did not speak Greek. So, translating from the original Semitic manuscripts straight to the English language will give you Joshua, the Messiah, not Jesus Christ.
So Jesus is all a lie? The whole thing is made up? The name Jesus comes from the Greek mythology, which is all a fairy tale? Jesus never existed? This destroys the whole religion of Christianity. They got the letter J in Jesus from translating Jesus to English. It was a made-up word from the Greek translation of Jesus, meaning God of the earth. There is no letter J in Greek, so you cannot make the prefix JE in Greek. Instead, you get GE, which stands for earth in Greek. They did all of this so when you translate the word Jesus to English, you get the word Jesus, because English language makes the word form just how it sounds. And that's how they got Jesus. This was all done to deter you from the true Messiah, Joshua, the fulfillment of the Abrahamic covenant, who is also the messenger of the covenant. He had skin of burnished bronze and hair like lamb's wool. There's only one person that meets this description. So Jesus Christ is a divergent form of Joshua, the Messiah. They don't want us to know about Joshua because we are all going to have a common vision. and we are all going to unite. And they cannot have that take place, sisters and brothers.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Welcome to War Alert, where we keep the original nation updated. My name is Nicolette Hodge. War Alert is here to inform you of the war in the Middle East and the planned destruction of the original nation, which is identified in the Unsealed Scriptures. The Unsealed Bible is the guidance for this time. It identifies everything and everyone around us. It verifies the true identity of the original nation. It identifies all of our enemies, both open and hidden. It tells us their shrewd plans against us, exposing their tricks and traps that they have in place. It exposes the identity of those claiming to be us, and it tells us about their destruction. The Unsealed Bible reveals the war in the Middle East. It gives us specific information about each participant in this war, and it gives us the outcome. It tells us who will be victorious and who will be defeated, who will lose this war. We are also given information about our enemy's plan to destroy us. We are given the psychological motivations behind their efforts to eliminate us. So, sisters and brothers, the Unsealed Scripture specifically exposes the thinking of these devils, showing their thought process of making mischief and shedding blood, exposing the snares that they have in place for the original nation. And it tells us the reason why. And with that said, the Unsealed Scriptures identifies a move that we are to make in advance, sisters and brothers, in order to get the original nation to safety. So, sisters and brothers, the Unsealed Scriptures is for us. It is our light in the darkness. It is our true mind. And when we study the Unsealed Scriptures and understand what's being said and move on the information that's being given to us, then we are several steps ahead of our enemies and well equipped to overcome all of their shrewd plans against us. So we are going to start off with the angel, which is the unsealed book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 7. And occurred war in the heaven, the Michael and the angels of him, of the to war with the dragon, and the dragon warred and the angels of it, and not it proved strong, not but place was found of them yet in the heaven, and was thrown the dragon the great, the serpent the archaic, the being called devil and the Satan, the making to err the being inhabited whole. He was thrown into the earth, and the angels of him with him were thrown. All right, sisters and brothers. And occurred war in the heaven. Heaven is the Middle East. So the war in heaven is the war in the Middle East. We are given the participants. The participants are Michael and his angels versus the dragon and his angels. Michael is our God, Master Farad Muhammad. His angels is Iran and Syria. They are our faithful brothers. The dragon is the House of Saud. The dragon's angels are America, Britain, and false Israel. The dragon and his angels is our enemies. And we have more enemies than that, sisters and brothers. So the scriptures is identifying the participants of the war and the outcome of the war. It says, and not it proved strong, not but place was found of them yet in the heaven, and was thrown the dragon the great, the serpent the archaic, the being called devil and the Satan, the making to err the being inhabited whole. he was thrown into the earth, and the angels of him with him were thrown. All right. This means the House of Saud, America, Britain, and false Israel will be defeated by Master Farad Muhammad, Iran, and Syria, which will be victorious in this war. They will win this war. So, the outcome of the war in the Middle East will greatly affect the original nation, sisters and brothers, because it's time for us to take our power back and reclaim what is ours. And our enemies would rather kill us than to let us go. They would rather kill us than to let us leave America. So, the book of Genesis identifies the original nation's identity and our 400-year history here in America. It also identifies our covenant. So Brother Amir will take us further.
Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, here to present to the original black man and original black woman in America our 400-year history in America. The original black man and the original black woman here in America are on a temporary stay, because we're going home, brothers and sisters, and we are the true seed of Abraham. This war that is taking place in the Middle East is about the true seed of Abraham. Genesis chapter 15, verse 12 through 17 reveals our father's Abraham's vision. Verse 12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. Verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. Verse 15. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. Verse 16. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. Verse 17. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. This reveals our father Abraham's vision of horror, brothers and sisters. And it reveals clearly this 400-year history of horror, which is the Holocaust that happened to the original nation here in America. And the original nation is us, brothers and sisters. It reveals a description of the original black man and the original black woman. We fit that description. And we're here in America living in captivity, brothers and sisters. We are the only nation that has been tortured and afflicted for 400 years plus, meaning 4 generations, brothers and sisters. And it's still happening to this very day. America has tortured, afflicted, chastised, sodomized, butt broken, raped, lynched, burned, beat our nation. This has went on for 400 years plus here in America at the hands of them devils who control America. Now, to identify the Abrahamic covenant, Genesis chapter 15, verse 18 reveals the Abrahamic covenant, which is the original black man and the original black woman vision. It's our vision, brothers and sisters. It's our birthright. And it's our reward for going through the Holocaust, as Genesis chapter 15, verse 12 through 17 reveals. The Abrahamic covenant is revealed in Genesis chapter 15, verse 18. In the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. That is Arabia, brothers and sisters. That is our promised land and our birthright. America has our destruction already set in place to destroy the original black man and original black woman right here in America. America is trying to do everything in their power to prevent the fulfillment of the Abrahamic covenant. So as I come before you, I leave you in the peaceful greetings of Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Brother Amir. The book of Psalms identifies their plans to wipe us out as a nation. Sister Fatima will take us further.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. In the book of Psalms, it speaks about our open enemies making shrewd plans against us, meaning setting up a trap that we won't see coming. Their plan is to wipe us out as a nation, sisters and brothers. This is the plans of our enemies, so we are no longer remembered as a nation. They have been planning our destruction right in our faces, and we haven't noticed a thing. Their primary agenda is to eradicate us, to abort us as a nation. We know that whatever they do is to achieve that purpose through vaccines, food poisonings, throwing our men in prison, abortions, stripping our women of their clothing, making our men feminine, giving us no valuable education, no real jobs, distracting us with their social media and their demon celebrity children, and the list goes on, brothers and sisters. This is their plan to wipe us out as a nation, to abort the nation that's about to be born. But they will not, sisters and brothers, be successful in that mission, because our God, Master Farad Muhammad, he will soon take the scene and destroy their source of power. And that source of power is false Israel, the nation that has stolen the original nation's identity. They are not God's chosen. They are Satan. And they are in control of everything we do with the help of America and Britain. Sisters and brothers, once their power is in fact broken, our nation will rise as a mighty nation. They are the ones holding us down. This is what they fear. And that's why they are going 24/7 in their attempt to wipe us out. They fear our rise. They fear the black man and woman waking up from their slumber and finding out what has been done to them. Because they know they're about to reap the consequences of their actions. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Sister Fatima. The book of Exodus identifies their plans to eliminate us and gives the backstory on what they fear about us. Brother Malik will take us further.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sisters and brothers, America plans to kill all blacks because they fear us. Exodus chapter 1, verse 9 and 10 states,
9 And he said to his people, Look, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. 10 Come, let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they multiply, and it happen in the event of war, that they also join our enemies and fight against us, and so go up out of the land.
Sisters and brothers, America's plan is to kill all blacks. America has been shrewdly killing blacks over 400 years, straight out, and deceptively in stealth mode, using vaccines, man-made diseases, genetically weaponized food, abortion, which has killed over 22 million black babies. However, these are just a few examples of their shrewd actions against us. However, sisters and brothers, in their efforts to destroy us all, they have not succeeded. America is moving in a way to try to carry out their plan in secret, where we will not recognize their plan. However, the angel, the gospel of Revelations, has exposed their plan. And this is a warning to our people of their ultimate assault on all blacks, their plan. Sisters and brothers, America fears us because they know who we are. They know that we are God's chosen people. And we as a people are mightier than them. And they know their slavery and affliction of us is not forgotten. Sisters and brothers, America is prepared for an all-out attack on blacks. President Trump has unleashed the plan in our face, all while calling us animals, murderers, and useless people. Sisters and brothers, America's Department of Defense has wrote into law the DODD, the Department of Defense Directive 5240.01 on September 27, 2024. Defense intelligence component assistance to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities. Sisters and brothers, this means from the city and state police to the FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security, the military, and every other civil authority can and will be used against us and all blacks. Sisters and brothers, the Department of Defense directive authorities.
C. Assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality, or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated.
Sisters and brothers, Trump is using the DOD directive to deploy the U.S. military, the FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security, and all other civil authorities in America's cities in black neighborhoods, setting the trap for the shrewd attack on all blacks. And sisters and brothers, the plan is to make their move all while keeping us from recognizing it. How to make America great again. Get rid of these people. Get rid of us. Get rid of the people in the inner city They're animals, and we no longer need them. Sisters and brothers, a national security alert will activate this Department of Defense directive. Sisters and brothers, what we're witnessing in Gaza, it's preparing the nation's state of mind to be dumbed down or normalized to open genocide of a people. Sisters and brothers, this normalization of open genocide is preparing the nations for the attack on all blacks. Sisters and brothers, we are the hated and the despised by all nations, and no nation is going to speak out over the killing of us. Sisters and brothers, this is America's plan to kill all blacks. This is the secret that we're exposing. Their plan is to deal shrewdly with us. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Brother Malik. The book of Revelations identifies an event that will take place right here in America during the war in heaven, which is the war in the Middle East. So we're going to read chapter 12, verse 10. And I heard voice great in the heaven saying, right now became the salvation and the power and the kingdom of the God of us, and the authority of the Christ of him. Because was thrown the accuser of the brothers of us, the accusing them in sight of the God of us, of day and of night. The accuser. Someone who looks like us, but does not share the same DNA. He is skin folk, but he ain't kinfolk. He says that we are sinful and that we need to atone. He is currently over the Nation of Islam, claiming to represent Elijah Muhammad, yet he says that we ain't going nowhere. When Elijah Muhammad said clearly that we will be fools to stay in the land of our imprisonment. This person claims he is the Messiah, yet he won't tell you about the Abrahamic covenant, which the Messiah is fulfilling the Abrahamic covenant. So he is a part of the deception and a part of their shrewd plans to get rid of us. So let's play a clip.
Yes. When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were alive, you dead as hell now on both sides.
Yes, sir, Brother Malik. Yes, you are. Yes, sir.
That's real, brother. That's real. Both sides.
Wake us up.
That's real.
Wake us up, the apostle.
When we was alive, we set up schools.
That's right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets.
That's right. That's right.
We owned buildings.
That's right.
We owned farmland.
That's right.
We were busy doing something, hiring our people. Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass.
Louis Farrakhan. He wishes death on us. He knows he destroyed the Nation of Islam, yet he is accusing us day and night for what he did. He makes mischief and sheds blood because he is a devil. When he got rid of the Nation of Islam, many brothers and sisters lost their lives. And the Nation of Islam has been dead ever since. So Farrakhan is a part of the force that is holding the original nation down. And he will be cast down from the Nation of Islam during the war in the Middle East. Farrakhan will no longer be over the Nation of Islam. Now, Louis Farrakhan's father is a Jew. Farrakhan openly admits he is the son of a devil, the product of his devil father raping his black mother. He is the seed of his father. Therefore, he is a devil in black skin. He is a demon, which means half devil, half man. Now, when these devils were raping us in the fields, making our original black women produce their house Negro demon children, they knew exactly what they were doing. Our open enemy, the devils, forced us to produce our hidden enemy, the demons, devils in camouflage of black skin amongst the original nation, put in place to confuse us, deceive us, and ultimately trick us out of our reward, the Abrahamic covenant. They have been dealing with us shrewdly for hundreds of years, sisters and brothers. And now everything is coming to a head. So, the book of Revelations identifies those who have stolen the true seed of Abraham's identity. Brother David will take us further.
Assalamu alaikum. Before diving into the book of Revelation, it is important to outline a few particular things about the so-called individuals who have stolen our identity, called False Israel. The group presently identified as Israel did not originally hold that identity. They were first known as German Jews, traitors. They betrayed their own country. As a result, Germany lost World War I, which the impact of losing that war was devastating for the country of Germany. A loss that had severe economic and social consequences for the nation. Those conditions helped create the environment that led to the rise of Hitler and the Nazi Party, followed by widespread persecution and mass violence against Jewish people across Europe. This was the beginning of the destruction and killing of the Jews, which no one had a problem with, not even America. The United States failed to intervene intentionally. No one cared. Everyone wanted them dead because they were traitors. And everyone knows what you do with traitors. You eliminate them, which everyone agreed with that decision of the elimination of the Jews. Well, that all changed once the Honorable Elijah Muhammad came and shared that we were the true seed of Abraham. And it was at that moment they stopped burning and killing the Jews. The narrative is shifted once the messenger hit the scene with that information. These devils, they couldn't allow that. In response, the Western powers, the United States of America and Britain, supported the establishment of the modern state of Israel in Palestine and affirmed the Jews as God's chosen people in order to counter our claim, the black man and woman of America. From this perspective, those identified as false Israel are therefore seen as having an identity that is not rightfully belonging to them. And in the same breath, they have discredited and torched our image by making us look like fools, thugs, idiots, drug dealers, pimps, hoes, ignorant people, using their mainstream platforms in Hollywood to paint and completely destroy our true image, to successfully maintain their stolen identity as the true seed of Abraham. So these individuals who have stolen our identity are not who they claim to be. In the book of Revelations, chapter 2 and 3, verse 9, both chapters tell you exactly who these individuals really are. It says here, I am giving out of the synagogue of the Satan, of the ones saying themselves Jews to be, and not they are, but they are lying. And the blasphemy out of the ones saying Jews to be themselves, and not they are, but synagogue of the Satan. There you have it, brothers and sisters. There's Satan. That's what it says. It's crystal clear. It says the ones claiming to be Jews. Well, that's them, right? They're the ones who are doing that. And it also says synagogue. Well, don't the Jewish people have synagogues? Case closed. There's Satan. And if you look at what they're doing today and previously, they are doing the works of Satan. It says, know a tree by the fruit it bears. Know them by their works. Actions speak louder than words. And the Jews are not only traitors, they also kill, steal, and destroy individuals like ourselves who have historically never caused them any harm whatsoever. So if they were truly angels, then their actions would reflect that instead of monsters, beasts, and ungodly people. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Brother David. The book of Luke identifies the destruction of false Israel and the move the original nation is to make before false Israel's destruction.
20. When you see Jerusalem being surrounded by armies, you will know that its desolation is near. 21. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let those in the city get out, and let those in the country not enter the city.
Jerusalem is the capital of false Israel. The scripture says, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, you will know its desolation, which means destruction is near. Then we are told to flee. We are to flee before false Israel's destruction, sisters and brothers. Because false Israel, claiming our identity, is a false vision. They are the force that is holding the original black man and original black woman down. And as soon as they are destroyed, we will spring up. And our true vision, the Abrahamic covenant, will come forth full throttle. Because that force won't be holding us down anymore. So America plans to get rid of us before false Israel's destruction. Therefore, we are to flee before false Israel's destruction so that we can overcome the planned attack that they have for us. So sisters and brothers, War Alert keeps you informed so that we can safely unite the original nation and make our exodus out of America. And with that, we will be back with more. Assalamu alaikum.